It's a dream that many companies hope for but seldom achieve. In this week's Behind the Biz, Yolanda tells us how a local cutting board company made the cut as one of Oprah's favorite things.
Well, Jeff, it's always nice to receive a handmade, hand-carved gift, but it's even better to receive a personalized one like this wood cutting board. And that's pretty much the basic premise behind a local company called Words with Boards. Joining me now to talk a little bit more about their custom creations is one of the owners, Kim Strassner, and her husband, Mike Pararas. So let's talk a little bit more about the company. 2013, it was officially started, but the beginnings of all of this go way back to when you were in high school. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in 9th grade woodworking class, I made the original board that said shop, and that was the inspiration to start the company.
My, you have come a long way, that is for sure. So let's talk a little bit about starting the company. So how does it go from that to making thousands or tens of thousands of, custom boards every year?
Yeah, so we had some leftover butcher block material from a kitchen redo, and I said to Mike, let's cut words out of them and make cutting boards for gifts for family. So we did that, and they were a huge hit.
And then the business started. So what was it like jumping into business, Mike?
Well, I had already been on my own working, as a freelancer for many years, but this was kind of a nice opportunity to stop working in the digital world and actually make something physical with your hands and use my power tools, and it was actually kind of rewarding.
And it's been really good, Kim was telling me, because you've been able to complement the business. I mean, tell me about your background and what you brought to the table for the company based on what she does as well.
Well, I graduated from Mike Maryland Institute College of Art back in 1980, and I've been working as a graphic designer since then in advertising. So we definitely, those skill sets come in handy with starting a business like this, manufacturing a product and doing all the packaging and the design and photography. And so it's been kind of a natural transition into this. So I still do both, but it's kind of a different phase, a different side of what I do.
We've been seeing you in there creating a lot of the boards. Tell us a little bit about these cutting boards. What makes them so different than what people could probably find online with other companies?
Well, we've had a lot of people when we do shows, they ask us like, oh, do you cut these with a router, a CNC router? And I said, well, no, they're all done by these. And what's different about these is that we use a scroll saw, which cuts really, really fine, sharp letters, and you cannot see this anywhere. I mean, literally, we have looked online, we've seen stores, and there's nobody who's really doing what we're doing exactly. So, and they're thick, heavy wood boards. They're really nice finish to them. So I think when people hold them, they see the difference. It's definitely when you touch it, you know the difference.
It helps you maintain quality control. Let's talk about the growth of the company, Kim, because for a while, I guess you were just hawking your wares. Where were they? Where were you originally found? You were at farmers markets and things like that. Now you're in retail stores. Talk to me about that.
Right. So we originally, our first big break was Martha Stewart. We got a cutting board in her hands, and we were also one of her design finalists, the American Made Design finalists. And then from there, we got into a pretty large catalog, which is, was our second big break, I say. And then our third big break was Oprah. Yeah. So we were on her favorite things list, holiday 2015. So that really put us on the map.
Yeah, it put you on the map, but what did it do for your business?
Well, we have grown exponentially, year over year. And so last holiday, last November and December, because of being on the list and all the local press that we received from that, really skyrocketed our sales.
So what would you say are some of the business lessons that you've learned from doing Words with Boards over the last few years?
You only know what you know for that day. You have to just keep at it, like day after day. You make your mistakes, you learn from them, and you correct them, and you just keep going forward.
And what do you have to add to that?
When we first started the company, it wasn't perfect. And, we used different wood, we sourced differently, and now over the years we've just learned how to source better, and our product is a much better quality than it was in the beginning. And so I would just say to people, just go for it. Even if it's not perfect, just get out there and do it.
Wonderful advice. Kim and Mike, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And if you'd like to find out more information about Words with Boards, just log on to our website at mpt.org and click on Your Money in Business. And I should also mention that besides these cutting boards, they will be moving into other items. They've got some tea light holders, and they're going to be doing some wine racks. So make sure you check out their website for their latest products. All right, that'll wrap it up here from Baltimore. Now back to you in the studio.